Hey guys, it's Aaron, or LM9, and today I have some brand new custom LEGO minifigures to show you guys, that being Clint Barton and Kate Bishop from the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. Now, it's not too often that I make figures from Marvel, and usually when I do, it's just Spider-Man villains, No Way Home figures coming soon, but I really did enjoy the Hawkeye series for the most part, and was still feeling a little burnt from doing some Star Wars stuff pretty much all year, so I thought these characters would be fun to make. I started these guys right when the series premiered and finished them up the day the finale came out, but unfortunately couldn't get a video done in time for Christmas Eve since I've been quite busy. I've had a lot going on in my personal life these past few weeks, and I haven't had that much time to make videos, so that's why there's kind of been an absence here on the YouTube scene recently. But now I'm back with these figures, so let's go ahead and take a look. Starting off with Clint, the first thing here is his bow. This piece is a combination of parts from Brickforge, mainly their compound bow and their recurve bow. I just glued some of these parts together, painted it all black, added some weathering and the white tape, and finally just glued some thread to it for the drawstring. Now, taking that away, moving on to the actual figure, I then sculpted that chevron piece on his armor, and after I was able to sand that down and make it really thin, I painted all that detail onto the torso, such as the purple front and center, those dark gray outlines, and the silver straps that wrap around the figure. Now, I used some electrical tape for the quiver strap that connects under the armor on the left side and over the shoulder on the right. These straps link up in the back underneath the quiver, which is a modified piece from Big Kid Bricks. I shortened the shafts of the arrows and sculpted on the ribbed strap thing on the back of this piece. Now, the arms on this guy are both painted purple and have that black color blocks that are then outlined in gray. The figure's right arm has a black circle on the shoulder, while the left arm has part of a glove painted onto it. Now, both of the hands are painted. One hand has the purple fingerless gloves, and the other has the 3-finger archery glove. The legs are painted black with some dark gray wrinkles and stitching, and also some brown shoes. And I sprayed the legs with a matte sealant, while I sprayed the rest of the figure with a semi-gloss, just to give it kind of a finish differential there to make it kind of look cool. Now, the face on Clint started off as a Legolas head from Lord of the Rings, which I then modified a lot by reshaping the eyes, repainting the mouth, and adding some other facial features. Also on here are a few scrapes and bandages, since Clint and Kate get pretty banged up throughout the course of the show. The hair is a completely sculpted piece by my friend Andy, also known as delta.png on Instagram. And I painted this up using some apple barrel burnt umber and then added some light brown streaks. One final detail on this guy that I wanted to show you is the painted hearing aid. It becomes a prominent aspect of the show at one point, so I knew I had to include this in here somehow. Moving on to Kate Bishop, I feel like she was a lot more work than Clint. The easiest thing on her is her bow, which is a modified Brickforge recurve bow that has an extended handle, fresh paint job, and some thread for that drawstring. Her legs probably had the most annoying paintwork on them, with all the various padding lines and stitching, along with some of the straps and sculpted pockets as well. Now, I sprayed the legs with a semi-gloss sealant and then went in with a brush-applicable gloss overcoat on the boots just to make them extra shiny. Moving up to her torso, you can see a vinyl belt that was painted up in black. It's got that circular sculpted buckle and the arrow tip holster, whatever that's called, that kind of wraps around her side. Now, her shirt has a black zipper running down the center, along with some various shades of purple for the chevron, the color blocks, and some other details and just outlines in general. Over top that is her quiver harness, which was then sculpted and then painted up in black with some gray detail on there as well. This wraps around to the back, which is another modded Big Kid Bricks quiver. Same thing that I did with the Clint one, where I just shortened the shafts, but this one just doesn't have any extra straps sculpted on there. Now we can take a better look at the arms. Now, the right arm is more of a pink shade with just a few lines just for some stitching detail and her glove painted on. But the left arm has a sculpted shoulder pad, some stitching detail, some straps for her wrist guard, and just some different shades of purple on here. Now, both of Kate's gloves are the exact same way with that purple and black. Nothing different like Clint. Moving up to her head, I can't remember what the base head for this figure was, but I know I repainted the eyebrows, repainted the lips, bottom of her eyes, and her other facial features that she has. One noteworthy detail is that I did paint some blue splotches in her eyes, since Haley Steinfeld wore some blue contacts for this role, so I thought it would be a cool thing to add, since clearly it was an important enough detail to make her actually change her eye color for the character, so figured that'd be a cool little thing to add to the figure. Like Clint, she also has some scrapes and some bandages, and features a custom hair sculpt by Andy, or delta.png. Again, please check him out. A link to his page will be in the description. Lastly, I did make a custom Lucky the Pizza Dog to go with these figures. This is just the normal Lego Golden Retriever piece with one of the eyes repainted to be missing and a painted mouth. Overall, pretty simple. Now, before making this video, I did photograph these figures with some clean faces, so here's a look at them with no wounds and bandages if you're curious about that. Now, as it is New Year's Eve, this will be my last video of the year. Usually I do like an end of a year type video, and I've been doing that for the past couple years, but this year I want to do this video instead while Hawkeye is still somewhat relevant. So here's just a look at Clint and Kate amongst all of my other figures I made this year, just so you guys can see all my big projects that I was able to accomplish this year. Probably not as much as what I've done in previous years, but still a batch of figures that I'm really proud of. Now, next year, I do plan to have some figures out for the Book of Boba Fett once that series kind of runs its course. Also have some figures out for Halo Infinite. I know I teased that Chief a while ago, and he's all done, but I'm just waiting to get some 3D prints in from Nate's minifigs of the weapon to go along with him. And, of course, I'll be doing some figures from Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, another Marvel project, but like I said at the beginning, usually I only make MCU Spider-Man villains. And so since this movie was packed full of them, I'll be doing probably all of them, but we'll see. And maybe some Spider-Man figures as well. So just stay tuned. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me for another year here on YouTube. Hope you all have a great and safe new year, and I will see you guys later.